In this video, we're going to look at the units command and the properties bar. To start off, I've just opened up a blank drawing in AutoCAD. However, if you want to use the saved test file from the last video, if you still have that open, or you can start with a brand new file by just clicking on the little new drawing tab, or from the start menu, you can click on start drawing. Now by default, AutoCAD is set to decimal units, but there isn't necessarily a setting for metric or necessarily imperial, which is feet and inches. There are architectural units, which we'll get to in a moment. When drawing, you type out your measurements as a number. So for example, the number 2 will mean 2 units of measurement. This could be 2 inches, 2 meters, 2 feet, 2 cheeseburgers. It doesn't really matter to AutoCAD as long as you are consistent with your measurements. If you want to change from decimal units, then you can using the command units. I don't know why everything is opening up currently, but we'll go through. Again, there are 2 ways to get there. So one way is to click on the big red A, hover over the word drawing utilities, and then click on units. And that'll open up the units menu. And if I close out of it, the other way that we can get there is to type in the command units and hit enter on the keyboard, and both of these will get us the same end result. Now there are a couple of different types of units, so we can change to decimal units, fractional, engineering, scientific, architectural. Now, except for architectural, none of these will change to metric or imperial. It'll just change how the numbers are going to appear in our drawing. I prefer to keep everything in decimal, and we're going to remain in decimal for almost the entire course, but I just wanted you to know that this does exist and how you can get here. So I'll just leave it at decimal and I'll click OK. Next, we'll look at the properties bar, which I'm going to recommend you keep open the entire time you use AutoCAD. The properties bar is a big part of your certification exam that you're going to be taking at the end of this course for your final. So it would be beneficial to get used to having it on the screen and how to access it. To open up the properties bar, you're just going to type in the word properties and then hit the enter key. This will open the properties bar on the left side of your screen, and it might be for you kind of hanging out like this. And the way to just kind of lock it onto the screen so that it's always there, I'm just going to click and drag on this left side until I see that little outline on the left, and then I'll release, and now it is locked onto the left side of the screen. Now every time I start a new drawing in AutoCAD, the properties bar will already be there since I have it open. And again, I do recommend that you keep your properties bar over here. That's why I moved the keyboard over to the right side, because I forgot that we wanted to have the properties here. And I'm going to leave mine open the entire time I work, but if it ever goes away, you can just type in the word properties to bring it back. So just to show you, if I close out of drawing 4, and this time when it's prompting me to save, I'm actually going to click on no, and I start a brand new drawing, it's just going to start that blank drawing, but with my properties bar still here. And as I mentioned, you're going to get most of your answers for your certification test from this properties bar. And so it's a good idea to have it open the entire time you're using AutoCAD, just to get familiar with it and familiar with it being there as you work. Now, in the next video of this module, We are going to look at tracking and snap settings, and we're even going to draw some lines. Woo! Within AutoCAD, which are just a few settings that make the drawing process a lot easier. So they take kind of the place of our T-square and our triangles when we're doing hand drafting. And I'll see you in that video.